So hello, Wendy.
Hello.
Hi. So thanks for joining us today. Have you been listening to Clayton's reflections?
Yes, I have actually. Yeah, very good.
Well, I don't know what to say now, Clayton. Can you tell us about your cardiac event, whatever that means to you?
I, on the 8th of November, was feeling, because I'd been diagnosed with COPD, excuse me, and on the 8th of November, I was sort of sitting in my lounge in early hours of the morning and thought, I just had an anxious feeling going on. So I rang my daughter, who lives in Anguston, and because she understands my anxiety and all that sort of stuff anyway. And so she said, okay, I'll drop her little boy off at school, and then from there, I'll come over. So she virtually drove straight here, and I remember her coming here, and she said to me, Mum, I'll pack a little bag, because where I am, I'm actually in Canberra, and there is no, obviously, any hospitals here. So she was going to pack a bag for me to go and stay back at her place in Anguston, because the hospital is walking distance. So that's kind of the last thing I remember. But apparently I said to her that I need an ambulance. So she called an ambulance, and I think she said he got here about, 20 minutes later. And they, and none of this I remember, apparently walked to the ambulance and whatever. And once I was in the back of the ambulance, I died. So I was, they performed CPR for 3 minutes, and then I had a zap with the paddles, got to the Anguston Hospital. They held no hope for me whatsoever. They got the medevac, or the heli choppers, and the guys on there also sort of said to my kids and my husband that, look, it might be better if you just say goodbyes. And they just sort of went, nah, look, you got to do whatever you can do, because they were saying how, about intubating, because it's happened to me before. And they said about the intubation, once I'm intubated, then maybe I may not come off that. And if I do, I could be vegetative, in a vegetative state, and they just said, look, do whatever it takes, because Mum's a fighter. I woke up probably two or 3 days later in ICU in the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Now, and I differ to Clayton, because I reckon the QEH was the best hospital. They were amazing, really.
Totally agree.
So their staff, just everything in there. And apparently what had happened to me was I went to cardiac arrest because of hypoxia. I have since been diagnosed with severe intermittent asthma. So that day I actually had an asthma attack, stopped breathing, and voila. So I woke up in the ICU, then a few days later went to the cardiac ward, where they were, really good. I had an ablation done, where they zapped my little ticky thing back together, and from there, it's pretty scary looking back on it, because I didn't know anything. I felt so sorry for my family. Well, I can't hear you.
That's an incredible story. I'm really proud to say I trained at the ICU at Queen Liz, so I agree with you. They are stellar. Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, here's an opportunity. We are so proud of you, because you are one of our first patients to do cardiac rehab using the website. But
really?
What's interesting? Yes. Well, there's about 70 or more who've gone through now, but you are one of our first.
Okay.
So we've got our co-designer here, Clayton, so you can tell us exactly what you think of his magnificent work on the website, and tell us a little bit about why you chose to do web-based cardiac rehab, and what was your experience?
Well, I really didn't have much of a choice to do the online program, because once I'd had my cardiac arrest, you lose your license for 6 months.
Oh,
So I'm
and drive.
like dead set rural. There was no way I could drive myself anywhere. So I went online to, because Kerry Johns from Murray Bridge, she used to sort of send me emails.
Hello to Kerry and the Murray Bridge team.
She used to send little emails going, I see you've done module 1, you know, and just give me that little bit more extra push, because I'd do it and then I'd forget about going back onto it and whatever. But I found the whole system of the modules and everything on the web really, really good, really informative.
Clayton's smiling away here. He's very proud that you're getting good feedback.
Well done, Clayton. And
what were the 3 things that you really wanted to get out of cardiac rehab online?
Well, it was a way for me to find out exactly the right sort of path to take. Ideally, we know that what we should be eating, what we should be drinking, what exercises we should be doing, and I'm very unmotivated when it comes to exercises. So I found that by hearing when they put the little videos up and whatever, and then doing the little tests on there, and I thought, oh yeah, I know that, and and I didn't know that, you know. So yeah, it was a really good way to find out more about, you know, it's a life-changing thing to have a cardiac arrest, and ideally we need to change our lives so that, you know, we don't have those things happen.
And what would you have done if we didn't have a web program for you?
I would have, because I a bit isolated when I came home, as I said. I'm like right in the middle sort of nowhere. That was a reassurance for me. I could get on there and, you know, check things and find out that, oh, no, that's how it's meant to be, you know, everything's going as it should, sort of thing. I would have been making lots of Google searches.
And maybe not going to the right place.
Exactly. I would have just exactly. So going on to the doing the modules and all that stuff was great. And
I know Clayton mentioned that his fabulous wife Etta was actually in the co-design workshops as well. So we not only had patients, but we had family, carers, wives helping us co-design. Did you get your family involved in your online? Were you talking at dinner and telling them what you learnt that day?
Oh, no, we all sort of lived quite a distance away, like, but what happened is my eldest daughter created a group on WhatsApp so that all the siblings knew exactly what was happening with me. She would ask me things and I'd say, you know, like I was doing this online cardiac rehab thing, and so she would report that back to them, and so they all became involved in it indirectly through that way.
Well, that's amazing. We're really glad to hear that. It's very creative, and we've talked about support groups and family support around you during this time. It's a bit like Clayton was saying, sitting next to John with such a, you know, having a peer, someone that you could share your experiences with, but you've done that through family, which is really great.
Oh, they've been amazing. My family have been a brilliant support group for me.
So I hope I haven't been a scary Yana this afternoon. It was a lovely chat.